So I mean, this stuff can't is too good to be true. It is just great content for anybody covering Anthony, and I've covered him probably more than most people. I've made many videos, and today, as celebration, I this will probably be the fourth video in these series. Now I'm going to talk about who is going to jail if it turns out that everything is true. Anthony's $5 million in debt. He was operating some type of consignee Ponzi scam. He will likely go to jail. Now, he's been to jail recently over a, maybe you can say, connected issue of the DUI. Will Trevor go to jail? Trevor is actually being sued by Bob's Wattses for over $1 million as we speak. I hope he finds a good defense attorney for that one. He has other potentially alleged legal issues in the state of Florida. We have Luis. Essentially, anyone associated with the TPG brand and wears the TPG merchandise. So if you are getting out of a G-Wagon, a Lambo, a Ferrari, a blue Corvette, or Lambo doors, you can't just take the watches and it's, ill-gotten gains. Darby and Liz, I think unless they do some type of plea deal, which could, and a plea deal, you can still go to jail. They might have stolen merchandise. It seems like they started their new brand. They left TPG $5 million in debt. Like any judge or any jury is going to realize that these people have been paid, these two individuals have been paid way more money than what is reasonable. And one of the ways people embezzle money out of a company is they give it to their friends, their dear friends, their ride or die friends. So Liz and Darby have to be very careful what gifts they accepted from Anthony, especially if these gifts were inventory and watches. Right? Because they could have been taking stolen property they knew was stolen and reselling it. That would end up in jail. Now we get to Luis. I think Luis is a lawyer in Australia or something. He should know better. He's dripped out. Anyone dripped out in TPG clothing, including Z. I mean, we could go down the line, right? People were paid, and they were paid with money that was ill-gotten. So if at all possible, that money should be returned. The government should try to claw back. It's the same thing what happened with Bernie Madoff. He donated a lot to charities. These charities had to, were asked to give back the money. He donated a lot. He paid a lot of money to his sons and his wife, and they were told to give back some of the money. So when you run a scam and you make sure your wife is well paid, she has a cookbook career like Bernie Madoff's wife, then everyone, in Bernie's case, his wife said, "Oh, I didn't know the biggest scam was at the time was happening at my home." The two sons, "Oh, I didn't know." So we are going to get a lot of people pretending they don't know anything about the business, how it operates, but something like Jimmy, even though he's not part of the business right now, he should have been the right-hand man, right? And then this would be Z today. They should have known that this was a Ponzi. If you are in charge, like Z was, there's a video of Z being in charge of business development. If you're in charge of business development, you're the right-hand man, you could go to jail. It's about intent. It's about what you knew at the time. And people will look at your emails, your text messages, your phone logs. Every single thing is going to be looked at because this is $5 million, guys. And the people they stole from, these consignees, they seem to be well off enough to consign a watch with Anthony. These are not cheap watches. Combined, there were at least 44 of them, consigning, I think, upwards of $5 million of watches. Well, they for that amount of money, you lawyer up and you go for a payment plan, or you do something. You lawyer up and sue. So the question, in my opinion, isn't like who's liable. I think they're all liable. The majority of them are. Now, let's go down to names. Let's just go down to names. Anthony, yeah. Is he criminal liability? He's criminally liable, maybe. Civilly liable, 100%. Z, yes. I think he is civilly liable. So I'll just talk about civil criminals. I don't. That's a different level, different burden of proof, if you will. I think Z, because he knew the operations. I think Darby and Liz are liable. They're still selling watches, and I don't know how they can do that in good faith. Those watches have a very good. I mean, where do you think they got them from? Anthony, because Liz has no sales skills at all. We've seen that documented by Darby himself. I'm sure they was edited to make her seem even better. I mean, it was just poor, right? This is wild because I think those two, given their lifestyle, given their Instagram, they got to start deleting their Instagram post. The lifestyle they lived for that period of time is absolutely insanity. We had Alan, right, who left. I mean, a lot of people, George, Brian, a lot of people came and went. And they lived a high life. They lived the luxury lifestyle. They had the Norset dinner. You know, Norset is now bankrupt. You know, or Norset is not doing well. Salt Bay is not doing well right now. Coincidence, right? Look, at the end of the day, it's about what you can prove. I can't prove any of this, but I know a shit ton of money disappeared, and somehow somebody knew. And when you are ignorant, willfully ignorant, that does not excuse you. That's called negligence. And negligence is a tort, and you can be sued for negligence. So it doesn't matter if you intentionally tried to steal the money, like Liz and Darby probably didn't intentionally steal the money, but it was ill-gotten gain. So if they received watches or Lambos or any of these, gifts. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. It's a gift. So Bernie Madoff is giving you all these gifts because you're his mistress. When the government comes knock, 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 try to recover some money, you will have to give back those gifts, right? Because they weren't Bernie's gifts to give away. This happened a lot to Bernie's charities. He gave a lot of money. It turns out people who scam a lot also give a lot because it's not their money. It's really easy to give. Another interesting example, allegedly, is Brett Favre, right? We covered him on this channel. It is really easy to give away money that is, for a volleyball stadium, to donate money for that volleyball stadium when it's not your money, and it is the money of the poorest people in Mississippi. It's, you feel a little bit better giving away that, right? So, we have a situation that, I understand why he's so generous now, because it's not his money. People are very generous when they spend your money, and they just, it's crazy. I don't even know. Whew, man, wow. I'm speechless. I do hope that these victims, and they are victims, don't blame them, guys. I know a lot of you will say, oh, there's so many red flags on Reddit and YouTube. These guys are coming from TikTok. I know what happened. TikTok, he's huge on TikTok. Anthony is huge on TikTok. He's got 141 million views, guys, on his TikToks. And this guy, obviously, the source that he's not posting this on Reddit. He's not posting this on YouTube. It's being reposted. Crazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I probably will cover this in a few days. I know a lot of you don't love it, but you still watch it, so I don't give a damn.